Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Today, I wanted to do a couple things differently than a normal video. One, go back in time a bit to the original review I did for Dollar Tree's Imperial Garden Egg Rolls. Second, do a new review on Dollar Tree's Imperial Garden Egg Rolls using a different method of cooking and see if they're any better or any worse. And trust me, from the first review, they can't get any worse. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Chinese egg rolls are one of the foods that I'm simply addicted to, but they gotta be done right. If they're greasy and soggy, the cook should have a finger cut off, because making a good crispy egg roll is very simple. It doesn't matter if you're making Chinese egg rolls, cheesesteak egg rolls, nacho egg rolls, Reuben egg rolls, mac and cheese egg rolls, or bacon cheeseburger egg rolls. It's a very simple process that so many people get so wrong, and what makes some people leery of making egg rolls at home. So rather than taking a chance and making soggy egg rolls at home, they head to the frozen food section and pick up frozen egg rolls like these Imperial Garden shrimp, chicken, and lobster egg rolls that I picked up at my own personal adult playground, the Dollar Tree. These egg rolls all weigh 5 ounces each and obviously only cost $1 because everything at the Dollar Tree only costs $1. And a 5-ounce egg roll is a pretty good sized egg roll. So let's go over the ingredients. The chicken's on the top, the shrimp in the middle, and the lobster on the bottom. They all have lots of ingredients and sources that often or always contain processed-free glutamic acid, like monoammonium glutamate, yeast extract, maltodextrin, and probably some other things that I've missed. If you see something I've missed, please post them in the comments. But what really surprised me out of everything, the lobster egg roll actually has lobster in it, along with the expected crab flakes, which I thought would actually be the lobster. I didn't really expect any real lobster to be in it. Now for the nutrition facts. From the left to the right is the shrimp, chicken, and lobster. They're almost identical with right around 240 calories, 6.5 grams of total fat, less than a half a gram of saturated fat, a little less than 40 total carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber for the chicken and lobster egg rolls, but with a little bit more at 3.6 for the shrimp. I wonder where the extra fiber comes from. The shrimp also has 10.1 grams of protein compared to the 9 grams for the chicken and lobster egg rolls. I expected the shrimp and the lobster to be high in cholesterol because shellfish is naturally high in cholesterol, but the shrimp is almost double at 31.4 milligrams compared to the lobster's 16 milligrams of cholesterol. And the chicken is actually higher in cholesterol at 18 milligrams compared to the lobster. The chicken also has the most sugars at 8 grams compared to 2.7 grams in the shrimp and 2 grams in the lobster. But the chicken egg rolls have the least sodium at 367 milligrams compared to 452.7 in the shrimp and 460 milligrams in the lobster. Honestly, they're all lower in sodium than I really expected. There's 3 different ways you can cook these, and like I said in the beginning, I'll stab you in the eye if you give me a soggy egg roll. So microwaving is out, and yes, I agree, the optimal way will be to deep fry these. I have a conventional oven, so I'm going to cook these at 400 degrees for 15 to 16 minutes. At the top, it says to keep them frozen, but right above the directions, it says if thawed. So I'm assuming the times are based on thawed. So since I'm cooking them frozen, I'll cook until they're done rather than based on the suggested time. When I took the egg rolls out of the wrappers, they looked pretty good. And each one came with a good sized packet of duck sauce. So I can figure out what egg roll is what when they come out of the oven. I'll put a piece of the egg roll wrapper next to the lobster roll. Then the chicken egg roll is in the middle and the shrimp egg roll is on the other end. After 17 minutes, the shrimp egg roll is done and looks perfect. The chicken and lobster egg rolls, however, looked hideous and soggy. So I placed them back in the oven and checked them after 5 minutes with no real change. So I'd let them go for another 5 minutes, for a total of 27 minutes. And they still look soggy after 27 minutes. And I forgot to mention, I did flip these egg rolls at the halfway point as recommended. And the smell of rotting cabbage was wafting through my house as though fat bastard just expresses anal glands. I love cabbage, but something smelled off with these. I gave the best looking one a try first, the shrimp egg roll. And as you can see, it's about as perfect as you would expect a dollar egg roll to be. And it's crispy as a day-old scab. But the inside had the aroma of a wet sock. The cabbage was musty and mushy, to the point it reminded me of an old fling I had. I didn't taste any shrimp in the egg roll at all. Now the fling, on the other hand, I tried a little duck sauce, which tasted like the regular duck sauce you get from a Chinese restaurant. And it fortunately covered up some of the musty taste. If the best looking and crispiest one isn't good, I was scared to try the other two. But I must proceed, because I do this for you, the people, so you don't have to. Next I tried the chicken egg roll, and right from the start, this turned into a clusterfuck as the egg roll simply imploded as I tried to cut it. Don't let that piece of white substance fool you in thinking it's a piece of chicken, because it wasn't. It was a piece of cabbage. I didn't see or taste any chicken in this one or shrimp in the other. But hey, the ingredients said it's in here, so it's gotta be in here. Because the ingredients are like the internet. If it says it, it's gotta be true, right? This had the same musty, mushy flavor and texture as the shrimp egg roll. And if you were ever curious as to what the infamous gym teacher, Lassie from Porky's, was tasting in her popular scene, try one of these egg rolls and I'm pretty sure it's the same taste and texture. Again, the duck sauce helped minimally. Finally for the lobster, and as you can tell while I'm cutting it, I kept letting it go because it was still hot as balls. Even though the wrapper was mostly soggy, it did have some crispy flaky parts. But the inside of this one looked the worst out of all three. Kind of like a blended concoction of what the fuck is this? But I've got to say, as much as the inside of this looked like vomit, it actually tasted like some sort of seafood and almost decent. It was borderline. Is this safe to eat, or is that a spoiled seafood flavor I taste? So I doubled down and took my chances and took one more bite with the duck sauce and still couldn't come to a conclusion if it was really good or not. But it was the best of the three. These egg rolls pretty much sucked, but I do think they would have been a little bit better if they were deep fried. The outside would have definitely been better, nice and crispy, on all three versus just the one. But that didn't make any sense why the shrimp one was the only one that got nice and crispy, and the chicken and the lobster was soggy like a sock. And I'm not really sure how deep frying would have helped that musty cabbage flavor. It was pretty bad. So once again, the Dollar Tree's bargain is no bargain. And my rating out of 10 for these would have to be a 1 out of 10. Now, let's review the Imperial Garden egg rolls again, and see if the air fryer can change my mind and overall ratings of the egg rolls. I think this may end up being a good demonstration to show naysayers of air fryers that they're not gimmicks, and hopefully show the difference from cooking in an oven versus an air fryer. And by the way, I was once a naysayer of air fryers too, but cooking in the air fryer a few times changed my mind. Now if these egg rolls turn out the same as they did in the oven, you can say I was full of it. So let's get these egg rolls cooking and see how they turn out. So here's the Imperial Garden shrimp egg roll. And they both come with a sauce packet. And then the Imperial Garden chicken egg roll. And if you notice, both of these are products of the USA. Unfortunately, I went to two other Dollar Trees besides my normal go-to Playground, and I could not find the Imperial Garden lobster egg rolls I did in the first review. So 2 out of 3 should be okay to see if there's any difference in cooking in an oven or an air fryer. You can microwave, deep fry, or bake in a conventional oven or convection oven. The first time around, I baked them in a conventional oven. So today, since an air fryer is basically a compact convection oven, we're going to cook these in the air fryer at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. If you, the people, want to see more food reviews redone like I'm doing in this video, smash that like button and let me know what foods you want to see me do over. After cooking for 12 minutes at 350 degrees, the Imperial Garden shrimp and chicken egg rolls are ready for us to enjoy. These already look a whole lot better than the previous ones done in the oven. When we picked them up, I could immediately tell they were super crispy. For you, the people's viewing pleasure, we cut the egg rolls in half, and you can see they were screaming hot, so we had to resort to a paper towel to prevent burnage. Listen to how perfectly crispified they are. The first one we cut up was the chicken egg roll, and next was the shrimp egg roll. Once they were cut up, we tried the shrimp egg roll first. And you can see how nicely packed and dry the cabbage is. And when I say the cabbage is dry, that's a great thing and the way the filling in an egg roll should be. If it's not dry and too moist, you'll have soggy egg rolls, and nobody likes soggy egg rolls. I bit into it fully knowing it was scorching hot, but as usual, I didn't think before I acted.
Oh. Holy crap, that's hot.
And I almost had to spit it out to prevent serious burns on my tongue. But like the old saying goes, spitters are quitters. So I chewed it up and swallowed it like a champ for you, the people, so you didn't have to.
Good.
It's actually not bad.
And yes, just like I said, the shrimp roll was pretty darn good. Actually, it was really good, even though it had that faint, musty, sour frozen cabbage taste, which I think with frozen egg rolls, it might just be impossible to avoid. Next, I tried the chicken egg roll, and again, it looked perfect with nice and tight filling and super crispy.
Well, it's like night and day out of the oven and the air fryer. These are pretty doggone good.
Like I said, these are night and day from the ones cooked in the oven. The air fryer literally performed magic and turned these egg rolls from inedible to delicious. Now let's try the other halves with the sauce. I just can't get over how nice this filling is. Into the sauce it went, and the sauce looked just like duck sauce you get from a local Chinese takeout. It also tasted like regular duck sauce. It was a nice compliment to the crunchy egg roll. But I certainly would have preferred my favorite Chinese mustard. Now for the chicken egg roll, and just like the shrimp, it looks perfect. Here's my revised final thoughts on the Dollar Tree's Imperial Garden $1 egg rolls. I'll start with the one negative for both egg rolls. I couldn't taste any difference in the chicken or shrimp egg rolls. They tasted exactly the same. The sour, musty frozen cabbage smell and taste was probably the most subtle of any frozen egg rolls I've tried. These egg rolls were packed full of a nice perfectly dried cabbage filling minus the chicken and shrimp. Well, there might have been chicken and shrimp in there, but I couldn't tell. The absolutely perfectly crispified wrappers were amazing. And one last thing, these egg rolls were big. The Imperial Garden egg rolls were awful the first time I reviewed them and cooked them in the oven, and I ended up giving them a 1 out of 10. Cooking them in the air fryer, it's like I cooked totally different egg rolls. Which is why this go around, the Imperial Garden egg rolls get a well-deserved 8 out of 10. Very much worth $1 when they're cooked right. If you'd like to help support the Wolf Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month. That's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more. That's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high-quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.